You know, I'm a public company CEO, and every so often someone asks me a question. And most of the time, well, some of the time, I'm trying to lower the bar here. Some of the time, I say something right. And sometimes it comes out wrong. So what happened was somebody asked me, how long before a quantum computer will be useful? And remember, this is from somebody who's built a computing platform. And to me, building Nvidia and building CUDA and turning it into the computing platform that it is today, it has taken us it's taken us over 20 years. So the idea that time horizons of 5, 10, 15, 20 years is really nothing to me. And of course, quantum computing has the potential and the hope, all of our hopes, that it will deliver extraordinary impact. But the technology is insanely complicated. And so the idea that it would take years to achieve was something that one, I would expect. Two, because of the complexity of it and the grand impact it would have, something that we should expect. And so when I said the answer, next day I discovered that several company stock, apparently the whole industry stock, went down 60%. And then I'm starting to learn about this, and my first reaction was, I didn't know they were public. How could a quantum computer company be public? And anyhow, I discovered they were public companies. I'm very happy for them. And yes, I'm very happy for them. So I said, listen, the world's got this wrong. Let's invite all of those companies and more, the quantum computing industry, and to the extent that they don't bring cabbages and apples and stuff that they can throw at me, to the extent that this would be an extraordinary moment, that we can learn about the state of the art of quantum computing. There are so many different approaches: trapped ion, neutral atoms, superconducting qubits, topological qubits. You have quantum annealing, photonics. I mean, there's so many different ways of addressing this that I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if the CEOs, the technology leaders, the companies that are leading this pioneering technology were coming together for the very first time to talk about it, and of course, in the process, they could explain why I was wrong.
Nvidia CEO proposed a challenge to all quantum companies after his recent comments were met with negativity. Despite Nvidia CEO's attempt to clarify previous remarks on quantum computing, the impact was surprising. The sector saw stocks like D-Wave plummet by 18% and the Quantum Defiance ETF drop by 2%. Huang's statements at the Quantum Day event shook the markets, highlighting the volatility of the quantum sector. The event, part of Nvidia's GTC, brought together industry leaders to address the future of quantum technology. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Rajiv, one of the areas that I do wonder is whether quantum computing is just simply poorly positioned. And let me take a swing at it. You know, there are so many things in industry which is built on fundamental sciences, and quantum computers, in its broadest sense, can be the ultimate instrument for understanding the basic sciences that affects that industry. However, because it was described as a quantum computer instead of a quantum instrument, people have a notion about what a computer is. You know, you should be able to run Excel super fast, and you know that every respectable computer should be able to run Crisis, the game. And so there's a there's a common sense about what a computer is, and it's attached to memory, it's attached to network, it's got storage, it should be able to read and write, and there's a programming model associated with the computer that I wonder if it's just a wrong mental model. And as a scientific instrument, it's extraordinary, Mikhail, as you say, and that the opportunity to understand science deeper along the way is extraordinary. But to position it as a computer per se, and to hold it to the standards of a computer per se, that we all understand, what is. I wonder if that could be a reframing and allows this entire industry to be much further along, frankly, in that reframing as a scientific instrument for very important industries. And go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said. In some sense, the word quantum computer is misleading because people expect that you can replace a computer, a classical computer, with a quantum one. It's not like that. It's more like very complementary. We like to call our machines like quantum processors, like very specialized machines that you can use in a complex workflow alongside CPUs and GPUs, but really for specialized tasks. And I think everyone agrees on that particular way of using quantum computers, quantum processors. It would be easier to work alongside classical and not working towards replacing all the compute capacities that are in place right now.
So I'm actually struggling with the concept. I don't know how to think of a quantum computer as an instrument when it's being used for materials discovery, when it's being used for blockchain, when it's being used NTT Docomo to improve cell tower resource utilization. I mean, it's true that there are many applications I would never try to run on a quantum computer. But for applications that require extensive processing power, these machines are very powerful, and I think go well beyond just instrumentation or measurement. Sorry.
I'll jump in.
It's okay. Yeah.
I'll jump in on that.
I was actually just trying to help.
Yeah.
We saw your help.
Let me tell you the mistake. This whole session is going to be like a therapy session for me. So a long time ago, somebody asked me, so what's accelerated computing good for? And I said a long time ago, because I was wrong, that this is going to replace computers. This is going to be the way computing is done, and everything's going to be better. And it turned out I was number one wrong, and unnecessarily wrong. It's better to be narrowly focused on something and be extraordinarily good at it. But the moment you cross that line and start talking about the traveling salesperson problem, then it became unnecessary. Because that problem is obviously being solved as we know it today. And Uber cars taxis are showing up, maybe they're three seconds late or 30 seconds late or whatever it is, but they show up. And I do think that I wonder if we hold ourselves to a bar to solve a problem that's unnecessary for quantum computers to solve, quite frankly, to change the world. And it takes focus away from something that you uniquely do, and quite frankly, sooner than later.
Delving into the world of quantum computing, Huang's public stance on the timeline for viable quantum technology left the industry reeling. As Huang navigated through the GTC event with other quantum industry executives, the market reaction was far from what was expected. Stocks of companies like D-Wave, Rigetti Computing, and IonQ took a hit, painting a volatile picture for the sector. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
Well, here at the show, we actually have several applications which are showing quantum as now. One of them is with ANSYS. And you might know one of their products, which is LS Dyna, and runs obviously with GPUs today. We announced that we've integrated our quantum computers with LS-DYNA and a 12% increase in performance in modeling a blood pump. And so this is the first, I think the first time actually quantum with production software. We also announced with Nvidia, AWS, and AstraZeneca a 20x improvement in a chemistry application. What's amazing about it is that we did that on 36 qubits, our existing system today. By the end of the year, we will have 64 qubits. Every time you add a qubit, you double the computational power. So that's 2 to the 28 increase in a single generation of chip, which is roughly 260 million times more powerful. So by the end of the year, one would expect for things like LS-DYNA and for chemistry applications to suddenly have huge performance increases. And so we're working right now on these applications, which, to be honest, probably all of you use, to now be able to have significant impact using a quantum computer. I do think that your statement about 10 years is, we think of ourselves as like 10 years, where you were 10 years ago. We hope that obviously 10 years from now, we'll be up there with NVIDIA as well in a rarefied club. So, but it does take a long time to go from, it's kind of a startup to where you are today. And it's completely fine to sit down and say for the computer industry, for the quantum industry, it's going to be another 10 to 15 years to get to where NVIDIA and all the other giants are. It's just not going to start then. It's starting today.
Analyst N. Quinn Bolton highlighted the heated discussions at the event, particularly around quantum's branding and its positioning in the market. Huang's perspective on quantum as a supplementary tool rather than a replacement for classical systems added a layer of complexity to the discussions. Despite NVIDIA's efforts to drive innovation in the quantum landscape, investor sentiment remains cautious. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Why is it that this industry doesn't quickly discover a more promising approach as you see each other's work, and naturally, through evolution, people select the best approach, and then everybody starts to advance the whole industry in a unified way much more quickly. As I observe this industry, it's surprisingly diverse, and there's thousands of flowers blooming. When does it become a garden?
I'll just say actually, if you look across us today, there's a number of people you heard are using individual atoms, lasers, and all the rest. And so we actually have more commonality than most people expect often. And so I would think that, I would hope that in the future that there is more sharing and maybe even the ability to work together, because the promise of quantum computing and what it can do for mankind is so significant. It's actually larger than any one of the companies that are here sitting on stage today. And so, I think that mankind has a whole range of significant problems to be worked out, and we need quantum computing to be able to solve it.
It's evident that NVIDIA's foray into quantum computing has stirred both excitement and skepticism. While Huang's vision for the future of quantum technology is ambitious, the road ahead remains uncertain. But what do you think? Share your thoughts down below. Finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.